Stop blaming the glass of water you drank last night. And stop blaming your age. Those are not the culprits waking you up at 2 in the morning, stumbling into the bathroom in the dark, then lying back down trying to fall asleep, only to repeat it at 4, and maybe again at 5. But what if I told you the single biggest reason you're waking up has nothing to do with what you drink? It could be your sleeping position. Frustrating, isn't it? You do everything right. Stay hydrated during the day. Eat healthy, go to bed on time. You've even stopped drinking water before bed. But like an unwanted alarm clock, every night, your body betrays you. You feel like you're fighting a losing battle against your own bladder, and you're losing. But here's the truth. Your bladder is just the messenger. It's not the problem. The real culprits are 5 mistakes you're making every single day. Mistakes that even your doctor may never mention. I'm Ethan Cole, and I used to think I knew everything about nighttime urination. I'm a cardiothoracic surgeon, used to sleep deprivation from being on call. But even when I wasn't on call, I was still waking up 3 to 4 times every night. I applied everything I knew about water timing. Nothing changed. Then a colleague of mine, a urologist with 25 years of experience, looked at me and said, "Ethan, you're focusing on the wrong thing." What I learned over the next 6 months completely transformed my sleep. And here's what frustrates me about how medicine approaches this problem. The healthcare system runs on treating disease, not preventing it. We, doctors, are trained to see you in the clinic when you already have symptoms, on the operating table, when you already need intervention. Nobody pays doctors to keep you from getting sick. But I want to do the opposite. Because after 15 years of heart surgery, I realized an uncomfortable truth. Most patients on my operating table didn't need to be there if someone had told them these simple things earlier. Today, I'm going to share 5 mistakes that are waking you up to urinate every night. We'll count down from 5 to 1, and mistake number 1, the one almost nobody talks about, could cut your nighttime wake-ups in half. The change can begin tonight. If you're tired of your sleep being shattered every night, hit the like button right now. It helps this video reach other people struggling with the same problem. And subscribe if you haven't. We're here every week with guidance made specifically for people over 60. Let's start with mistake number 5, the water rule you've been getting wrong. Most people know they shouldn't chug a liter of water right before bed, but they think a small glass an hour before is harmless. This is the mistake. The rule isn't drink less in the evening. The rule is stop drinking much sooner than you think. Let me explain the science behind this. When you drink water, it doesn't teleport straight to your bladder. First, the water gets absorbed from your stomach and intestines into your bloodstream. Your blood volume increases. Your kidneys, your body's master filters, sense this increase. Their job is to filter waste from your blood and maintain perfect fluid balance. When they detect excess fluid, they start pulling it out to produce urine. The entire cycle, from your lips to your bloodstream to your kidneys to a full bladder, takes 60 to 120 minutes. Depending on your metabolism and hydration status. Picture this. You drink a glass of water at 9 in the evening. You get into bed at 10. You think everything's fine because you waited an hour. But in reality, at 10, that water is just being absorbed into your blood. By 11, your kidney starts filtering. By 1 or 2 in the morning, your bladder is full, and you wake up. There's one more thing. Your body has a natural defense against nighttime urination, a hormone called ADH, antidiuretic hormone. ADH levels naturally rise at night, telling your kidneys to slow down urine production so you can sleep. But drinking fluids too close to bedtime suppresses this hormone, keeping your kidneys in daytime mode. And this isn't just theory. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Urology found that people who stopped drinking 2 hours before bed reduced their nighttime urination episodes by an average of 40% compared to those who only stopped 1 hour before. 40% just by adding 1 hour to your cutoff time. The solution is simple. Stop drinking fluids 2 hours before bed. Front load your hydration. Drink the majority of your water in the morning and early afternoon. Think of your body as a reservoir. Fill it up during the day when you can easily use the bathroom, and let it run low at night. If you must take medication, use the smallest sip of water possible. What's your current cutoff time for liquids before bed? 1 hour? 2 hours? Or are you still drinking right before you get into bed? Comment below. I want to know your actual habits. You've managed your water perfectly. Stop drinking 2 hours before bed, but you're still waking up. So where's the next culprit? Right on your dinner plate. Mistake number 4. Your dinner is sabotaging your sleep in ways you never expected. And this is a 2-part mistake. The first part is timing. Eating a large meal within 2 to 3 hours of bedtime puts your body into digestion mode instead of rest mode. Your body has to divert a huge amount of blood and energy to your stomach and intestines. This process doesn't just raise your core body temperature, which affects sleep quality. It also produces something called metabolic water. As your body breaks down carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, it creates water as a byproduct. This water gets added to your bloodstream, increasing the fluid load your kidneys have to process overnight. You're not drinking water, but your body is producing water from that late dinner. The second part, and this is what most people never suspect, is the hidden diuretic trap. Diuretics are substances that make you produce more urine, and they're hiding in plain sight on your healthy dinner plate. Coffee and alcohol are the obvious ones. They directly suppress that ADH hormone. But what about these? Celery, a strong diuretic. Cucumber, 95% water plus diuretic properties. Asparagus, a natural diuretic. Bell peppers, bladder irritants. Parsley, a mild diuretic. Watermelon, great for lunch, disaster for dinner. Even herbal tea and decaf have mild diuretic effects. And spicy foods can irritate the bladder in some people, creating a sense of urgency. A big salad with celery and cucumber eaten at 8 in the evening could be the very reason you're up at 2 in the morning. You think you're eating healthy, your bladder disagrees. The fix requires 2 steps. 1. Finish your main dinner 3 to 4 hours before bed. This gives your body enough time to digest and process metabolic water before you lie down. 2. Become a diuretic detective. Scan your dinner plate. If you're struggling with nighttime urination, move that big salad to lunchtime. In the evening, choose cooked vegetables without diuretic properties like carrots, broccoli, sweet potatoes, or green beans. You don't have to give up those healthy foods. You just need to eat them at the right time. The next mistake happens right before you get under the covers, and it only takes 2 minutes to fix. See if this sounds familiar. You're getting ready for bed. You go to the bathroom as part of your routine, but you're rushed. You're thinking about tomorrow. You're scrolling on your phone. You go. You feel empty enough, and you get into bed. Mistake number 3, the good enough mistake. Your bladder is a muscular sac. It sends signals to your brain as it stretches. Most people only empty their bladder about 80 to 90% when they're rushed or distracted. That remaining 10 to 20% doesn't seem like much. But let's do the math. If a full bladder is 400 milliliters and you leave 50 behind, that's a huge head start on the refilling process. Instead of taking 4 to 5 hours for your bladder to reach the wake-up threshold, now it only takes 3. You just shortened your own uninterrupted sleep time. The solution is a technique that urologists and pelvic floor specialists call double voiding. The Cleveland Clinic often recommends this for patients with bladder emptying issues. It's simple, non-invasive, and incredibly effective. Here's exactly how to do it. Make this the very last thing you do before your head hits the pillow. Step 1. Go to the bathroom and sit down. Yes, even for men. I know this sounds strange, but hear me out. When standing, the pelvic floor muscles in men cannot fully relax. The prostate, located right below the bladder, is also not in the optimal position to allow complete emptying. Sitting down changes the angle and pressure, allowing the bladder to collapse more completely. Research shows that men who sit while urinating can empty their bladder 10 to 15% better than standing. Step 2. Urinate normally. Don't push. Don't strain. Just relax and let it flow until you feel finished. Step 3. Remain sitting. Don't get up. Wait 30 to 60 seconds. Take a few deep breaths. Let your pelvic floor muscles fully relax. Step 4. Lean forward slightly. You can rest your forearms on your knees. This gentle change in posture shifts the position of the bladder and encourages that last bit of urine to come out. Try to urinate again. This, you might be surprised that there's more. This simple 2-minute ritual, make it a non-negotiable part of your bedtime routine, could completely change how many times you wake up each night. Now we come to something most people never think about when it comes to nighttime urination: the temperature of your bedroom. Mistake number 2, an unregulated bedroom microclimate. Your body is like a finely tuned thermostat, and the temperature of your room, along with the clothes you wear to bed, has a direct and powerful effect on your kidney function during the night. Let's look at what happens when you're too hot. The ideal room temperature for sleep is much cooler than most people think, around 65 degrees to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, or 18 degrees to 20 degrees Celsius. When your room is too warm, or you're wearing non-breathable pajamas like polyester, your core body temperature can't drop. This prevents you from falling into the deeper stages of sleep, where ADH hormone is most active. You get stuck in light, restless sleep, making you hypersensitive to every signal from your body, including a bladder that's only half full. You wake up, not because your bladder is full, but because you're sleeping too lightly to ignore the signal. But here's the interesting part. Being too cold is also a problem, and the mechanism is fascinating. When your body gets cold, it instinctively tries to protect your vital organs by constricting blood vessels in your extremities. This is called peripheral vasoconstriction. This process shunts blood away from your arms and legs and toward your core. This increases blood pressure within your central circulation. Your kidneys sense this rise in pressure and interpret it as the body having too much fluid. Their response? They start producing more urine to try to lower that pressure. This phenomenon is called cold diuresis. It's also why you have to pee more when you swim in a cold pool. A study in the Journal of Physiological Anthropology showed a direct link between room temperature and sleep stage quality. So what's the solution? Create the perfect sleep microclimate. Set your thermostat to 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Wear breathable fabrics. Polyester traps heat and doesn't wick moisture, the worst for sleep. Cotton breathes, but can hold moisture when you sweat. Bamboo is an excellent choice, breathable, antibacterial, and naturally temperature regulating. Linen is the most breathable, but can feel rough to some people. As for blankets, a light blanket you can easily push off is far better than a heavy one. Why? When you get hot at 3 in the morning, you can push a light blanket off without fully waking up. With a heavy blanket, you have to struggle, and your sleep is broken. If you get cold, it's better to add a breathable blanket you can easily push off, rather than wearing heavy pajamas that will trap heat all night. And now, mistake number 1. This is the aha moment for so many of my patients. And this is also the mistake that almost nobody talks about. Mistake number 1, your sleeping position. All day long while you're standing and sitting, gravity pulls fluid down into your lower body. A certain amount of fluid naturally accumulates in the tissues of your legs and ankles. This happens to almost everyone, but it becomes more pronounced as you get older or if you sit for long periods. Then you lie down. For the first time in 16 hours, gravity is no longer holding that fluid in your legs. Over the next few hours, fluid slowly leaves the tissues and gets reabsorbed into your bloodstream. Your blood volume gradually increases. And what do your kidneys do when they sense increased blood volume? They filter it out and produce urine. This delayed fluid shift, happening hours after you've fallen asleep, is one of the primary drivers of nighttime urination. If you've watched my recent video on leg swelling and nighttime urination, you know the solution. Elevate your legs for 15 to 20 minutes before bed to drain the fluid early. I won't repeat the details here. You can watch that video, but there's one part I've never mentioned before. And this is the most important part. The position you sleep in directly affects your bladder in ways most people never think about. Sleeping on your back, the worst position for nighttime urination. When you lie on your back, the weight of your internal organs, your stomach, intestines, and especially the uterus in women, or an enlarged prostate in men, presses directly on your bladder. This pressure causes your bladder to send full signals to your brain earlier than it actually is. You wake up with an urgent need to urinate, but when you get to the bathroom, the actual amount of urine isn't much. Frustrating, isn't it? Sleeping on your stomach, also not good. This position puts pressure on your bladder from the front, plus it causes breathing difficulties and back strain, not a good option. Sleeping on your right side, better than on your back. But in this position, your stomach presses on your duodenum, which can cause acid reflux in some people, especially if you ate dinner late. Sleeping on your left side, the optimal position for nighttime urination. In this position, your bladder isn't compressed by any organ. Circulation improves because the inferior vena cava, the large vein that returns blood to your heart, sits on the right side of your spine and isn't compressed. Acid reflux decreases because your stomach sits lower than your esophagus. And your left kidney, which is in the optimal position to filter blood efficiently, One of my patients, Robert, 71 years old, a retired engineer, had tried everything. Stopped drinking early, avoided diuretic vegetables, did double voiding, adjusted his room temperature, still woke up 3 times every night. Then I asked him a simple question. What position do you sleep in? On my back, he said, for 40 years. I suggested he try sleeping on his left side for 1 week. Just that one change, nothing else. The next week he came back. Doctor, I only wake up once now. Sometimes not at all. 40 years on his back, 1 week on his left side. That's the difference. If you're not used to sleeping on your side, here's how to do it correctly. Place a pillow between your knees. This reduces pressure on your hips and keeps your spine straight. If you have back issues, a thin pillow under your waist provides extra support. Let your left arm rest comfortably in front of you, and your right arm can hug a pillow or rest in front of your chest. A small tip: if you tend to roll back to your old position while sleeping, place a long pillow behind your back. It prevents you from rolling onto your back without causing discomfort. The first night, start in the left side position. If you wake up and find you've rolled into a different position, don't worry, just roll back. After 1 to 2 weeks, your body will start to remember this position. A 2015 study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that combining leg elevation before bed with adjusting sleep position significantly reduced nighttime urination episodes in elderly patients. What position do you usually sleep in? On your back, on your stomach, or on your side? Comment below. You now have 5 mistakes. I know what you're thinking. Doctor, that's a lot of information. Where do I even start without getting overwhelmed and quitting after 1 night? Here's my rule. The rule of 1. Don't try to fix all 5 mistakes at once. That's a recipe for failure. Instead, pick 1 mistake, the one that gave you an aha moment while watching. Just 1. Focus on it for the next 3 to 5 nights. If it's the 2-hour rule, focus only on that. If it's double voiding, make it your nightly ritual. If it's sleeping on your left side, put the pillow on your bed tonight. Small, consistent wins create lasting change. Once the first habit becomes automatic, usually takes about 1 to 2 weeks, add the next mistake. Now, one important thing before we wrap up. Not all cases of nighttime urination are harmless. There are signs you need to see a doctor. Not next week, but as soon as possible. Waking up more than twice a night along with constant thirst and unexplained weight loss. This could be a sign of diabetes. High blood sugar forces your kidneys to work overtime filtering excess glucose, pulling water along with it. Nighttime urination along with burning or stinging when you pee. This could be a urinary tract infection that needs treatment. A sudden increase in nighttime urination, along with a weak stream and straining, especially in men over 50, this could be a sign of an enlarged prostate. Very common, usually benign, but needs to be evaluated. Nighttime urination along with swollen legs and shortness of breath when lying down, your heart may be overloaded. This is a sign that needs immediate attention. For women, if nighttime urination comes with leaking urine when you cough, sneeze, or laugh, this could be a pelvic floor issue that needs specialized treatment. If you have any of these signs, see a doctor. This video is not a substitute for a medical exam. But if you simply wake up 2 to 3 times a night with no other symptoms, the 5 mistakes today could be your answer. Uninterrupted sleep is not a luxury. It's the foundation of health. Every time you wake up to urinate, you don't just lose a few minutes. You break the deep sleep cycle your body needs to recover, to repair, to protect your heart and brain. Fragmented sleep night after night accumulates into chronic fatigue, brain fog, and real health risks. The 5 mistakes today can change that. Stop drinking fluids 2 hours before bed. Eat dinner earlier and avoid diuretic foods. Double void before you get into bed. Keep your bedroom at 65 to 68 degrees and sleep on your left side. Pick one. Start tonight. Which mistake was your aha moment? That's your starting line. Comment below to commit to it. If this video gave you a concrete plan you can start tonight, type plan in the comments. And if someone you love is struggling with nighttime urination every night, send them this video. Sometimes the right video at the right time can change someone's quality of life. I'm Ethan Cole. Sleep well. Sleep deep.